Born Richard Starkey on July 7, 1940, in Liverpool's Tough Dingle neighborhood, Ringo Starr was never supposed to become a global icon. As a child, he was frail and frequently hospitalized, battling peritonitis and later tuberculosis. He spent years separated from school and friends, lying in hospital wards where the world felt distant and uncertain. But in that isolation, something unexpected took root. Armed with nothing but determination and a natural sense of rhythm, he tapped on bedside cabinets and metal bedpans, turning boredom into beats. Those quiet moments became the unlikely beginning of one of music's most distinctive drummers. Before the screaming crowds and flashing cameras, Ringo worked ordinary jobs, yet music always pulled him back. He sharpened his craft in Liverpool's skiffle scene and eventually rose to prominence with Rory Storm and the Hurricanes, earning a reputation for his steady timing and easygoing charm. Then, in 1962, fate intervened. When the Beatles parted ways with Pete Best, Ringo stepped in alongside John Lennon, Paul McCartney, and George Harrison. His arrival completed a lineup that would soon change music forever. Often underestimated as the Quiet Beatle, Ringo's inventive drumming powered classics like Ticket to Ride, Rain, and A Day in the Life, while his warm, unmistakable voice gave heart to With a Little Help from My Friends and Yellow Submarine. His personality became the band's anchor, steady, humorous, human. When the Beatles dissolved in 1970, many wondered if Ringo would fade into the background. Instead, he thrived. His 1973 album Ringo produced major hits like Photograph and You're 16, proving he was more than a supporting player. He explored acting, appearing in films such as Caveman and The Magic Christian, and later introduced himself to a new generation as the narrator of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. Decades on, he continued touring with his all-star band, joyfully flashing his signature peace sign and repeating the words that became his personal mantra, peace and love. In 2018, he was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II, officially becoming Sir Ringo Starr, a recognition long deserved. His personal life carried as much emotion as his music. He married Maureen Cox in 1965 at the height of Beatlemania, and together they had 3 children, including Zach Starkey, who followed his father into drumming greatness. But fame and personal struggles, particularly with alcohol, strained the marriage, and they divorced in 1975. Maureen's death in 1994 deeply wounded him. Later, love found him again with actress Barbara Bach, whom he met on the set of Caveman. Their marriage in 1981 marked a turning point, as together they embraced sobriety and built a life centered on stability and philanthropy. Among his bandmates, Ringo shared a complicated bond with George Harrison. Brotherhood, resentment, loyalty, and betrayal all tangled together over the years. At times, Ringo felt like the outsider who had joined too late. The deepest hurt came when he learned of George's brief affair with Maureen, a betrayal that cut deeper than headlines ever revealed. For a long time, anger lingered. But time, maturity, and compassion reshaped that pain. When George battled cancer, Ringo put aside old wounds to be by his side. He told him he loved him. And when George passed in 2001, Ringo mourned not just a bandmate, but a brother. In the end, Ringo Starr's life is more than a story of fame. It is a story of survival, forgiveness, and quiet strength. From a sick child tapping rhythms in a hospital ward to a knighted legend whose beat helped shape modern music, his journey reminds us that resilience can turn weakness into power, and that even after heartbreak, love can return, steady and enduring, like the pulse of a drum.